Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. So it's been a long time since we made a video. I'm really happy to be back. So this is today's question over here. It's 1-bit and 2-bit characters. So we have two special characters. The first character can be represented by 1 bit, and the second character can be represented by 2 bits. We got a 1 0 or 1 1. Given a binary array of bits that ends with 0, return true if the last character must be a 1-bit character. So you can have two possibilities. So it can be either a 0, or it can be either 1 0 or 1 1. Okay, so you're given an array. Now you need to tell whether it ends with a 0 or return true. That is, if your last character is a 1-bit character. Now we'll look at some examples so you can clearly understand what we're talking about. So if you see the first example over here, we got the bits. So let's go to the first bit. So it's 1. So it must be either 1 0 or 1 1. In this case, it's 1 0. Now this one is a 2-bit character, and after this, we go to the next character with a 0, and this is a 1-bit character. As this is a 1-bit character, this is 1 bit. These are 2 bits. So this is a 1-bit character, we return true. Alright. Now let's go to the next example over here. Now over here we got 1 as the starting. It can be either 1 0 or it can be either 1 1. In this case, it's 1 1. Alright. So in this case it's 1 1. And then we go to the next character. It's also 1. So it's 1 0 in this case. And it's not ending with a 2-bit character, a 1-bit character. It's actually ending with a 2-bit character. So it's a 2-bit character, so we return false over here. So how are we going to do this problem? Now the approach over here is that what we try to do is we go through this array, and if we check what the value is. For example, over here, if the value is 1, we know that it's going to be a 2-bit character. It's going to be either 1 0 or 1 1. So we simply skip the iteration and go to this iteration over here. Okay, and we simply check this number. So if your array index is 1, we skip the next value and move to the next value to check what that is. Okay, and over here you can see that every single time the end of your 2-bit character, end of your character would be a 1-bit character. Now we'll take an example, this one, 1 1 1 0. Okay, so I try to skip, so I just go ahead and skip this one over here, and I reach over here, and then I go ahead and skip this as well, and then go to the end. So to be more elaborate about the procedure that we're going to follow is, if you get a clean close-up look over here, let's say it's 100. Okay, what do I mean by skipping is, for example, the indexes. Let's have the indexes. When the I is 0, okay, and the I is at 0th index, we check what the number is. It's 1, so we skip the character and go to the next index. So over here we skip this one and go here. So if you're putting I plus 1, then it will just stay in this index itself. We don't want that. We want to move to the next index, so we do I plus 2. And now we are at I is equal to 2, and the iteration is over. And you can notice that if you're at the end, if you're at I is equal to the array.length minus 1, array dot, so if your I, after the end of your whole iteration, if it is at the end, and if it is like bits.length minus 1, length minus 1, then we can say that it's a 1-bit character and we can return true. Okay. Now, if it is not, then we can say that it's a 2-bit character. Now you can see the next example over here. We got 1, 1, 1, 0. Now, when the I is at 0, this position, it's 1, so we skip 2 characters. I mean, not 2 characters, but we skip and move to the next one. So it's I plus 2, because this is 1, so we end up being here. Okay. So yeah, because this is the second index, and when we are here, we check what the number is. It's 1, and again we do I plus 2, and it simply goes out of this array. It's like I plus 2 means 2 plus 2, it goes 4, so we can say that we do not have a 1-bit integer, I mean the 1-bit character at the end of this array. Okay, so let's code it up so we can know, you can understand it very easily. We're going to set int I is equal to 0. Okay, and then we're going to go through a while loop, and we're going to always make sure that we don't check till the last, because we're doing I plus 1 and I plus 2, and it would go out of index, array out of index, so we make sure that. So for example, you got here 1, 1, 1, 0. Okay, so now our I is over here. Okay, let's say you bring your I over here, and then you try to do basically a run column over here. But for example, if you did, and if you do I plus 1 and I plus 2, yeah, it wouldn't be nice. And also your R, so that we try to skip the value over here. All right, and I'll just go and put in length minus 1. Now you remember that what our I value should be. Okay, if our bits, we go and check bits. If our bits of I, okay, is equal to 1. Okay, remember, if it's 1, what you do, you skip 2. Okay, if it's not 1, it's going to be 0. It means I plus 1. Okay, and now you return you have to check if your I value, it's bits.length minus 1. Okay, if it's bits.length minus 1, then you can say that your last character is a 1-bit character. Your last value is a 1-bit character. Otherwise, it's a 2-bit, so it will return false. Let's quickly run this.